What is going on, Governors? Chisgule here, and today we are going to expertise Alexander the Great, who's a freaking sweet commander, and we'll talk through some of your suggestions from my prior video, card up in the top. Those suggestions were actually really quite good, which is why I solicited the feedback, but Alexander the Great's still the pick. If you like Rise of Kingdoms videos where we expertise commanders, you should like and subscribe because we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them, and we're working on our 10th right now with more to come. So let's get right into the logic. Why this commander over other commanders? This commander is amazing in the open field. I think they're also pretty solid in a rally capacity, potentially. And honestly, they've got 4 skills that are going to be relevant a lot of the time. This debuff being truly massive in a Murderball context. We like to rock the Murderball. Card up in the top if you don't know what I'm talking about. Check out this video about open field combat Murderballs. So we're going to expertise this commander now. While we do that, I guess I'll mention the 1 or 2 other things we really considered that I thought were pretty cool suggestions. And we're not going to star up this commander just yet. We're not going to start this commander just yet. So after we expertise them, we're going to show you what our murder ball is going to be, and we're going to talk about the logic. We've got 12, 13 hours till the pass opens for pass 5, so it's about to get real freaking crazy. Real crazy. All right, so let's go in and commit. Here we go. We've got 671 sculptures to start. Let's see here. We're going to swap these over. 26, hit confirm, and upgrade. We don't particularly care which skill it lands on because we're going to do all the skills. We're doing all the skills. So here we go. Second skill applied. Next up, another 45 sculptures. Bada boom. 4th skill level obtained on the 2nd skill. Cool. We'll keep it going. Bada boom. All right. 2nd skill is now maxed. Looking good. And now the 3rd skill is maxed. Perfect. In order to continue, we need to start up the commander just one more time. So we'll pop some experience tomes. Bada boom. I like to use the 100 experience tomes for these lower levels because you don't have to worry about spending too much experience or a ton of overkill experience. There we go. And now we can start up the commander. We've got a lot of these legendary stars, which I'm feeling pretty good about. Feeling really good about that. I've actually got a video where I talk about the optimal combination of these stars to maximize your experience onto a commander. Card up in the top. You should check that out. It's basically doing, as I'm showing right here, 5 regular sculptures and then 1 special sculpture is the way to get the absolute maximum value for your stars over time. There we go. Last skill is unlocked. Now we can drop in these additional sculptures. 75 big ones. Whew! So many. Confirm it. Smash the button. Just don't think, Chisgule. Just commit. Commit the sculptures. Boom. 2 more. Boom. And 1 last set of 80 sculptures. Confirm and upgrade. There it is. There we go. Okay, so the expertise skill is at our fingertips here. All we've got to do is push the button and we are expertised. Here we go. Yes. Yes. This expertise skill is freaking tremendous, increasing the damage taken by nearby enemies, 3 of them, by 30% for 4 seconds. That is just huge. There we go. Alexander the Great expertise, the lowest level commander that I have that is expertise, by the way. Some of the other ideas that were given to me included Saladin, which I thought was a pretty interesting idea. If archers are on the rise, you really should expertise Saladin, make him a primary. That way you take advantage of the rejuvenate talents that are really quite exceptional for generating busted crazy amounts of rage. Definitely something I considered. Definitely something I considered. Got a lot of suggestions around Constantine. Someone was suggesting to me that this skill works every time you get out of combat, which seems actually quite strong. And you could abuse the fact that you have, potentially, if you pick it up, and you should, hasty departure to get out of combat and like heal back up, which is kind of an interesting idea. We considered it, but if our city's getting attacked, like, we're either at the helm or something's gone horribly wrong. So there we go. Alexander the Great. Expertise. We can take him out in the field. I think it'd be kind of fun to just, like, let's take out Alex and Martel and just see how freaking fast they go. We could even use T4 just for, like, maximum speed hilariousness. Even though we don't have the right build on Martel for, like, a ton of march speed, by the way. This is still fine. Here we go. We'll use our T4s. Boom. All right. Let's see how fast these go. Okay. This is infantry. These are infantry. Hoofing it down the field. I feel like I need to have a second army side by side. All right. Like have some cavalry there to compare. 30% march speed on Alexander the Great, which is pretty nuts. 30% march speed on Alexander the Great. 20% march speed on Charles Martel. I mean, you are freaking cruising. Cruising. If we bring this back to town and we show you some T4 calves, I don't know, which commanders would you want to see? We could bring the absolute fastest cavalry in the game. We could bring Cao Cao with the mobility tree, right? So, like, temper your expectations. This should still be faster. Cao Cao with the mobility tree. And then as a backup to that, we'll use Khan. Oh, wait. I got to actually return this to town. All right, there we go. Boom. Let's go march this out. We'll put Cao Cao as the primary. Khan as the secondary. I promised T4. There's some T4s. All right, now this is going to look super fast for the first 15 seconds because it's got hasty departure. So we'll wait for that to wear off. Although, I don't know. We could show how much of a difference hasty departure makes. You'll see this like slow down visibly once that wears off. All right. Cool. We'll turn these troops around. So these are pretty fast. But the infantry were like not that far off. They were not that far off. This is the literal fastest you get in the game right here is this combo in this configuration. Okay. So now we've got these commanders. What does my Murderball look like? What does my Murderball look like? To show you, we'll bring these troops back to town. And there actually is one more commander I want to put some legendary commander sculptures into, just in preparation for Pass 5. We should just do that now. The commander that I just want to round out is Saladin. I do want to round out this skill over here since it's only 10 sculptures to unlock it. We are going to be using Saladin. Let's just swap those over now, hit confirm, and smash the upgrade button. There we go. We're upgrading this third skill before we proceed to the fourth because we want to maximize the skill damage take and reduction and the counterattack damage take and reduction before we unlock this fourth skill, which is really all about hitting cities. And we are interested in this commander for hitting cities. We are, just not yet. Not yet. Okay, so our Murderball contains the following commanders, and this first grouping might shock you. We're going to use Khan with Freddy. Now you may be thinking, whoa, Chisgule, like Cao Cao is definitely a more powerful pairing, and that is true, especially since I have Cao Cao expertise. However, it's also very squishy. People know it's squishy. They're going to be hunting Khan. I get a little bit of extra buffer here by using Freddy because he's going to let me bring more troops. He's also got a heal that is pretty consistent and pretty meaningful. I think that those two things combined make him a pretty good choice. I know that Cao Cao also has a heal and some rage restoration over here, and the healing factor is the same. I suppose it is the exact same chance to proc the healing. You just get some rage too. on Cao Cao. You also get some additional march speed. I don't know. The minus defense is just so substantial. It might be a game time decision if we swap them around. We shall see. We shall see. For now, I really like Freddy in this position. The amount of damage he can do is just massive with the rage engine that Khan provides. The next pairing we're going to have is Minamoto with Saladin. Really, really solid. Extra tankiness afforded by Saladin is really quite strong. And the reason that we're not using Minamoto with Freddy is that Freddy really needs the rage engine, where Minamoto does not, he can't offer that. So that's why we've got the Freddy with our Khan. In the third spot, we've got Yi Seong-Ye and El Cid. Then we've got Richard and Charles. Classic tanky combo. I would love to not have such a tanky army in my Murderball, but you'll see why in a second. The next pairing is Sun Tzu with Alex, and you may be thinking, well, wait a minute, Sun Tzu? Like, what are you doing there? Sun Tzu, in a crowded field, is practically a legendary commander with his AoE. Like, it's just insane. He's also reducing the damage taken by this army, which is quite strong. And the fourth skill is elevating active skill damage, which Alexander the Great doesn't have any of that, but it doesn't matter. The thing that I really like here is he's generating huge amounts of rage for every target that he hits, which basically means that my Alexander the Great is going to be spamming shields for the Murderball, which I think is really, really valuable. Of course, we don't like it. We can swap it around, but I feel pretty good about that configuration, right? So we've got 2 cavalry armies, an archer army, and then the 2 infantry armies. Now, one thing we could theoretically do as well, and we might play around with this, is to consider using either Yi Seong-Ye primary with Alex secondary, or to flip it around, Alex primary with Yi Seong-Ye secondary. That's also a really great combo. For now, however, this is where I wanted to really experiment a little bit with the spam shields, and that spamming rage means you get more of those debuffs floating around, which seems really, really good. So we're going to give this a try as a pairing, as a Murderball, and see how it goes. The thing I'm most likely to swap around is my Cao Cao. I may put Cao Cao back in here, and like, my Khan's just going to get melted. You're going to see it happen. It's going to be ridiculous. We're gonna play around with that, see how it goes. It could be that what we need to do is swap out Freddy entirely, and what we need to do is put in this position a commander like Saladin, and then over here, instead of Saladin being here, we would use like a Pelagius, or we could put a Cao Cao here, but again, we're really exposing this army to being rather squishy, and cavalry are already fairly squishy. Ugh. Okay. From a gear standpoint, we've rearranged some of our equipment to support this new configuration. So we've got Yi Seong-Ye as a primary. We've got the Lohar pants on him, the Ranger's trousers, offering a little bit of an archer attack. We've got the chest and the boots. On our Minamoto, we've got the sharp longsword with the cavalry talent, and we've also got the coarse breeches with the cavalry talent as well, which is pretty solid. We could go for green gear. We're going to hold off for that for now, and I'll talk about why. The next commander I want to show is Khan. This is where we've really invested our best cavalry gear. We've got the Milanese plate, the Vanguard greaves, and then also the Vanguard halberd, completing the set bonus for 2% extra attack. Quite solid. Let's see. We didn't show our Richard. We've got the iron helm, the infantry breastplate, cloth gloves, and I'd love if we also had another pair of the Lohar pants to put here. We don't. I've actually put that onto Sun Tzu instead. And the reason I've loaded that on the Sun Tzu is that it increases attack, and Alexander the Great makes it so that your attack can't be reduced. We're also doing a lot of AoE damage here with this commander, so I wanted to boost the attack. For that reason, I put my special talent Iron Helm onto this commander rather than Richard. And I've got my regular cloth gloves over here. We could do a little bit more crafting here to try to get a few more special talent pieces. The reason we're not doing that is that we are on the doorstep. We are on the doorstep of being able to get, what's the best way to show it? I'll do it from the production center. We're on the doorstep of being able to forge the Staff of the Lost. And I know it doesn't look like it here, but we've got a bunch of chests saved up that let you pick which resource you're going to have. And because we're so close to getting Staff of the Lost, we've got like 26 out of 30 of these blueprints. This is going to add 3% cavalry defense, 5% infantry defense, 5% archer defense, which is really solid. This basically will make it so that we have some of the very best gear in the game if we swap all our gear over to one of the archer commanders. It's like the best obtainable at this point in time. If we put it onto our infantry commanders, we could have a set that's like some of the best obtainable infantry gear available, which seems really strong. If we were to get the special talent here, which I hope we would, we'd go with infantry on this. We definitely would not do the cavalry tree because we got plenty of cavalry weapons already. We would not do archers because we really only use like Yi Seong-Ye as a primary, and we're talking about potentially using Alex as a primary instead of Yi Seong-Ye. So I'm on the fence about going that route. The reason I really like infantry is that if we're leading infantry rallies, then we'll have some of the best equipment in the game for that, at least available at this point. And also, we could put it on our garrison commander, who, like Martel, is infantry primary. That will give a lift to all of these stats. And when you're defending your city, yeah, the lift to archer defense and cavalry defense is super relevant. Super relevant. The other thing you could do if you're more about leadership commanders is you could go the leadership tree route. But that's really if you're rallying player cities, and like that's not the thing I'm going to optimize for right now because you're probably just bringing siege anyways to rally a player city. So my friends, I hope you found this video enjoyable. I am beyond excited to use this commander in the open field. March speed is really quite excellent. The debuff here is really excellent. The buffing here is really excellent. And yeah, it's entirely possible over the next day or two we bring this commander to 6 stars. We've got more than enough stars to go pull that off. And I am going to pull that trigger pretty quickly if it looks like that's the direction we need to go. So if you found this video interesting or entertaining, please do like and subscribe. We like to think pretty thoroughly about the investments that we make in the game. We take those pretty seriously. And until next time, my friends. Oh, no, I can't end yet. Reminder. Pass 5. Pass 5. The crazy is gonna... It's all gonna hit. It's all gonna hit. This is about to happen. This is about to happen. Where we're going into here. Probably over here too. I don't know exactly where we're going. We're going into these 2 zones, assuredly. Kingdom 16 and the other kingdom up top here, they're going to push in. Kingdom 50 hopefully tries to battle their way out. 93 is going to sweep through here along with 139 to try to push their way into Matcha, where we're going to have a huge conflict, presumably, with 118 and us working with them. I mean, it is going to be absolutely crazy. If you thought Pass 4 was nuts, Pass 5 is going to be even more insane. Now, the second that Pass 5 opens, I'm actually going to be at work, but we're going to set up a live stream. You'll see a notification for that show up, where we've got the exact time where we'll be on, probably around, I don't know, 10 UTC tomorrow is when we'll show up to the party, but maybe we'll show up sooner, TBD. But the streaming will start at around 10 UTC, and then we'll be on for probably 6 hours streaming all the crazy. Before we go to sleep, wake up, and do it all the next day. All right. Now we're headed out for real after we've set up that hype train. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.